So I am here today to talk a little bit about how you and your organization can partner with Google and with Grow with Google to help bring digital skills and opportunities to the individuals that you work with as workforce development institutions. So I'll talk a little bit about what Grow with Google is to kick things off. Some of you may be familiar, and I'd actually love it if any of you are already partners, part of our partner program. Sometimes I do these calls and there are individuals who are already in the program and are already using our curriculum. And I'd love to know who's here that is already a Grow with Google partner. And also some of you may have, prior to the start of the pandemic, had a chance to visit our Grow with Google Learning Center, which was housed on the bottom floor of the Google building in the Meatpacking District of New York City, where we were running a lot of live curriculum similar to what I will be showing you all today that you can access as partners of ours. So if anybody had the opportunity to go to the Learning Center while it was still around pre-pandemic, I'd love to know about that as well. So I'll talk a little bit about Growth Google so you can all understand why Google established this program and sort of what we're hoping to do here. I'll talk about the segment of Grow with Google that I and my team work on, which is the Grow with Google Partner Program, which is the program that was developed specifically to provide nonprofit organizations with tools, resources, a direct line to Google so that you all can use our materials to get the word out to your learners and also be able to teach some of our curriculum. And then I'll tell you how to join the partner program, which is very easy and quick. So that should only be a slide or two. And then because I have a little bit more time here than I often do, sometimes I'm obliged to give this pitch in 10 minutes or less because I have a little bit more time today to really go deeper with you folks. I'll show you our Grow with Google Partner Community, which is the name of our online resource hub where our partners can access all of our materials. The reason that I like to show the partner community is because it gives you a better sense of sort of what is available to you and what might be useful to your specific organization, whether it's materials that are that have been designed specifically to help the recently incarcerated, or materials around our Grow with Google, our Google career certificates, which some of you may already be familiar with. So I'll give you a look at the partner community so you can see the breadth of our materials and kind of get the wheels turning about how this partnership may be able to work for your particular organization. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to pop them into the chat and I'll take a couple of pauses at any time to respond to questions. At the end of my presentation, I would love for people to come off mute if you want to ask your questions live. I also will apologize. I'll be drinking a little bit of water. I currently have COVID, and so I am a little bit more crackly than I would normally be. Feeling totally fine other than that, but may need to stop a couple of times as my throat gets a little dry. And I'm sure this is something that everybody can empathize with. So let's launch right into the presentation. Thanks, Dante, for your well wishes. Feeling pretty good. Just was surprised after 2 years of avoiding it that this ended up happening, but I think it's been happening to a lot of people with the holiday season. So I'm going to talk about Grow with Google first. So Grow with Google is a piece or is a program that was established by Google back in 2018 in response to some trends that we were seeing across the country with the goal of helping boost economic opportunity and now, in light of everything that's happening with the pandemic, economic recovery. So a couple of the supportive data points for why Google established Grow with Google is that about 1 in 3 workers found that if they wanted to quit the job that they had today and find a new job, they would require additional digital and technical skills than what they already had. So to find a job of the same caliber as the job they had today, they would need additional training in order to be up to date on the digital skills and technical abilities of peers in their same line of work. So with this in mind, and also the fact that about 80% of small business owners are interested in learning more about how to use digital tools, and the fact that a lot of business owners have needed to make pivots to using more digital and online tools in light of the pandemic, Grow with Google is really focused on making sure that individuals get the skills that they need and learn about tools and programs that are free or low cost from Google that can help them be successful in growing their careers, finding new jobs, or growing their businesses. So what Grow with Google does is we produce a ton of curriculum, and we provide a number of opportunities for students, job seekers, and small businesses across the United States to help them grow their careers and businesses. So the reason that Google feels that we have sort of a leg to stand on in this field is based on our 20-year history of developing products and programs that help people grow. So we are a large company across the US that hires a lot of people. So we have some understanding of, what makes a good resume. And we have developed a lot of tools to help individuals find jobs and job postings online, improve their resumes, be able to interview better, and to gain soft skills that will help them hopefully and potentially find new jobs or change careers. And we also have a number of products and tools that are useful for small businesses that are free or low cost that a lot of businesses don't know about that can really boost their online presence. So Google said, okay, let's try to get the word out through this program, through Grow with Google. And so in 2018, in an announcement by our CEO, Sundar Pichai, Grow with Google was born. But what we do understand is that that as a large corporation, we are a company that it would not be in our best interest to approach this endeavor thinking that we know everything about what the local communities across the United States want to learn. So we really cannot do all of the training and the spreading of information that we want to do without help from organizations like yours that have been doing this type of work for years. So you know best what the job seekers in your communities want to learn about, how they learn best, what is of interest to them. You also have their trust, and you have the relationship with them. So we can make announcements as much as we would like through our Google channels, but to have information come through an organization that a local job seeker or small business trusts is much more meaningful to them, and we understand this. So what we've tried to do through the Grow with Google Partner Program is build a repository of information and a direct line to Google for you all, so that we can provide you with what you need to be able to bring these types of opportunities, skills, learning opportunities, and product information to the job seekers that you work with. So to date, we have approximately 8,500 organizations, nonprofit organizations, that are already in the partner program. We have representation from all 50 states, and our partners have trained hundreds of thousands of individuals and spread the word about to hundreds of thousands of additional individuals about opportunities, tools, and learning events to the job seekers and the small businesses that they work with. So the program has been in place in some iteration since 2014. It was rebranded to Grow with Google and changed focus to also include job seeker organizations back in 2018. So we've really been building this program for several years and have been relying on the feedback from the nonprofit organizations who are part of the program to say, this is what we need, this is how you can make it easier. And sort of the full job of the team that I manage is to be here for you all, to help you in your effort to bring digital skills to the learners that you work with. So examples of some of our partner organizations. So I said we have over 8,500 organizations. These are some examples of organizations that are in the partner program, and these are kind of our bread and butter in terms of organizations that have interest in providing curriculum or information for learners and for individuals that they work with through our program. And so these are just a couple of the nonprofit types that are in our program, although it is not limited to these types. And then this slide is just to show that we partner with organizations large and small. So there are some larger organizations you'll see here. So like the America's SBDC, Goodwill, Dress for Success. These are larger national organizations that we partner with, but we also partner with small local organizations. So you'll see down in the bottom row some of the logos of the local organizations, small grassroots that are training, maybe 5 people at a time. So there's no organization that is too large or too small to be in our partner program, and we have resources available for everyone. So our partners, as I mentioned, serve small businesses, educators, students, job seekers. We also have a focus on veterans and military families and the recently incarcerated and rural populations. So some of those may be relevant to the work that you all do, less likely rural, since New York is not very rural, but we have curriculum and materials for all of these audiences. And now I'd like to talk a little bit about what we provide to you through the program. So that's kind of the background of why we established it and what Grow with Google is. And so what do you guys get through this program? So how we support our partners. Through the partner community, which I'm going to give you a demo of toward the end of the presentation, we provide all of our resources to partners. So this includes get started guides, full presentation decks, which include speaker notes, handouts on a variety of products, topics, soft skills, and upcoming events or programs that Google has. So all of these resources are housed in our Grow with Google partner community, which again is simply the name for our online resource hub where you can log in and access all of our materials. So we provide all of this stuff to you completely free of cost. Then for those of you who have an interest in hosting workshops, we will provide everything that you need, soup to nuts, to host a workshop. And when I say that, I mean, we have guides for how to host the best possible workshop using Grow with Google tools. I mentioned already, we'll provide you with if you are interested in hosting the event yourself, we will provide you with the entire presentation deck, and we will train you on how to present the topic. We will provide you with handouts to give out. If you're hosting in-person workshops, which most people aren't now, but pre-pandemic, a lot of our partners were hosting in-person workshops. If we get back to that point, we will provide you with physical materials to hand out, pens, notepads, name tags, etc., and that you can order from our online store. We have a platform available through the partner community. I'll show you this as part of the demo that you can use to register people for the event. You're not obligated to use our registration platform, but if you were looking for a registration solution, we have built one for our partners. My previous experience when working in a nonprofit was in events, and so I said to myself, if I was a nonprofit organization, what are all the things that I would need in order to host an event? And one of them was a registration platform. So if you would like, you can use the registration platform that's available in our partner community. So we provide you essentially everything that you would need if you wanted to host a workshop around any of our curriculum. What you would need to provide is, if you're hosting in person, which I won't talk about too much because most people aren't hosting. Well, if you're hosting in person, you would provide a physical venue. If you're hosting virtually, you would figure out what your virtual presentation platform is, and then you use your own list to invite individuals to the session. I'll also talk a bit later on in the presentation about if you are having a larger scale event, so 30 people or more, you can even request one of our professionally trained speakers to come and talk about the topics for you. The session that Yanni spoke about at the beginning of this workshop that's happening at 10 a.m. Eastern today is one of our professionally trained speakers. So this is one of our trainer team teaching you how to teach one of our topics. So it is possible that if you were hosting a larger scale event and you wanted to request one of our trainers to come and present the event for you, that Patia, who is my colleague and our trainer who will be presenting the next session, she would be the one to come and present the session for you. So I encourage you, if you have the time, I know that 2 hour-long presentations back-to-back is sometimes a lot, but hopefully I can end a little early and you guys can take a little bit of a break in between. But you can see one of our trainers in action, and you can also see some of our curriculum and content in action, which will let you know, which will give you a sense of what you can expect from the type of content that you can find in our program. So I encourage you to attend that session. If you cannot, attend, then I know that Yanni will be recording the sessions and posting it to WPTI's YouTube channel, and we'll share that information afterwards. So you could watch that session after the live airing time to see a little bit more about our trainer and our content. So we provide workshop support. Another big piece of this program, which I think is very important, is that it provides a direct line to Google. So as I mentioned, Google is a large corporation. It's sometimes difficult for individuals to get in touch with the people that they wish to or get the answers that they need because, you know, there are so many products, there are so many different helplines because Google is a very big organization. So one of the things that you get by joining this program is a dedicated team. So the team that I manage mans a group email address that we will flash up at the end of the session that you can reach out to with any questions that you're getting from learners, any questions you have about the program, any issues that you're having yourself as a nonprofit using Google tools, and our team will be there to support you. The other benefit of having this direct line to Google is that you will be among the first to know as opportunities arise that are pertinent to your learners. So one of the big products that Google has developed and launched recently are the Google Career Certificates. So one of the opportunities that you have as a partner is periodically throughout the year, we will offer the opportunity for you to give, for you to offer scholarships to your learners around the Google Career Certificates. So as I said, the majority of what we focus on through Grow with Google are free or low cost tools, but there are a couple of tools that are paid. So when I say low cost, one of them is the Google Career Certificates because it's hosted on the Coursera platform. And I will talk a bit more about what Google Career Certificates are in a minute, but because it's hosted on the Coursera platform, there is a $40 a month fee. So as a Google partner, you receive information as to when we're offering scholarships, and then you can offer these scholarship opportunities. You can apply to offer these scholarship opportunities to the learners that you work with. So being part of the Grow with Google Partner Program, you get to know when these opportunities come up. If there are changes to Google products, we will let you know via email. We'll tell you when events are coming up so that you can let your the individuals that you work with know that there's an event coming up on tips from recruiters on how to ace your interview, etc. So you will basically be in the know about everything that Google is doing that's relevant to the job seekers that you work with. Finally, the program gives you an opportunity to interact with other partners in the program to learn best practices for them, etc. When I show you the partner community, I will show you the pages where you can post questions, where you can respond to other partners, where you can join a state-specific group, where you can interact with other partners. If you ever wanted to co-host with someone, that is where you would make those types of connections. So we really love when partners work together and host events together and learn from each other, because you all are the ones that are out in the field doing this type of work. Again, we want our partners' experience to really lead how this program is run. So the types of training, if you're interested in hosting workshops, there are 4 ways of doing this. The first is a self-facilitated workshop. And what that means is you would take all of the materials that we have available in the Grow with Google partner community, you would learn the materials and you would present the content yourself. This is great for individuals who are looking for more opportunities for public speaking, who want to learn more about Google tools and become real Google sort of experts. And we will provide train the trainer videos, occasionally live training sessions around different topics, and as well as speaker notes and all the materials you would need to host the session yourself. We also, once a quarter, host something called the Partner Digital Series. And this is a great opportunity for partners who want a little bit of a lower lift way to provide training opportunities. So some of our partners will host viewing parties around the Partner Digital Series. So we have an event coming up in March, which is around SEO, so search engine optimization for, it is, I think, mostly applicable to small businesses that have their own websites, but also to any job seeker or anyone who has a personal website and they would like it to, be found when people are looking for it online. The session we're talking about in March, we'll talk about SEO. You could host a viewing party around that session on the day that it airs, or around the recording after that session, or you could simply share out the information so that your learners can join the session themselves. And then the trainer supported workshops, I've mentioned this briefly. And again, one of our trainers is leading the 10 a.m. session on digital skills for everyday tasks. But if you are having an event that is 30 people or more, you can request a trainer to present virtually at your event. So the trainer who's pictured here is Sixia Divine. She is one of actually our Spanish speaking trainers who is able to present in both English and Spanish. And the trainer that is presenting at 10 a.m. today is Patia, who is the local trainer for New York. So she is based in New York, and she is often assigned to partners who are based in the New York area. So if you wanted to have a trainer present the topic for you, you can do that. If you aren't able to get a large enough group together, I encourage partners to partner up with other organizations, like similar organizations on this call. You guys could join forces. One of you bring 15 people, the other bring 15 people, and then you're able to have a trainer come to the event. So we will provide those trainers also free of cost. Everything, I should say, to do with this program is completely free. And then finally, one-on-one coaching. We know that some partners prefer to work directly one-on-one with individuals. So you can use all of the materials that I've mentioned and all of the ones that I'll show you in the partner community to train people one-on-one. So you don't have to host workshops if you're looking to do training around digital skills. So on this slide, I like to show sample topics. I know that the job seeker topics and potentially the student topics will be the most relevant to you all, but I do also like to show the small business topics because sometimes there is a little bit of overlap, and we have nonprofits that are doing some work with multiple audience types. But you'll see this is just a sampling of some of the topics that we have available. So in terms of job seeker, in the first top line, the self-facilitated and trainer-hosted workshops, you can see these are some sample topics: power your job search with Google tools, and improve your resume with practical strategies, collaborate, meet, and work remotely. Those are all topics that we will prepare you to teach yourself, or you can request a trainer to come teach. And then on the bottom line, those are partner digital series topics. So use Google tools to help you land your next job, and recruiter insights and tips to land the job. So recruiter insights and tips to land the job is actually still live. The recording is still live on our Growth Google on Air channel. That was our most recent December Partner Digital series, where we had recruiters from Google, from SAP, from Deloitte come and talk about the things you should do or not do when you are submitting a resume and interviewing for a job. And so we had a lot of representation from individuals from our employer consortium who came in and contributed to that presentation. So these are just a few examples, as I said, of what you are able to offer and teach and tell your learners about. And we'll look a little bit more deeply at the other topics when I give the demo of the partner community. So partners in action. I spent a lot of time in this presentation talking about this is such a great program, and I love this program, and I love my job, and I feel very fortunate to be able to work with organizations like yours and help job seekers and help small businesses. But I think it's really makes more of an impression for me to show what organizations like yours are actually doing with our curriculum. So the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma Small Business Development Centers is there hosting self-facilitated workshops for small businesses. The Humboldt Chamber of Commerce, which is in Tennessee. This is a picture from pre-pandemic of when they hosted an in-person viewing party for one of our partner digital series. Now they're doing everything virtually, so hosting viewing parties for people to join virtually. But I like that picture, so I keep it in because it really sort of like encapsulates the vibe we wish we could have these days around our partner digital series, even though we're not meeting in person. Then our trainer-supported workshops, this is a screenshot of a virtual trainer-supported workshop hosted for Venezuelans and Immigrants Aid, a picture of an individual from the Chesapeake Central Library doing some one-on-one coaching on resume building. And then these are some examples of partners doing things outside of trainings and workshops. So our partners in business included one of our partner digital series events in their monthly newsletter recently. And then here is an example of the City College of New York is sharing information about the Google Career Certificates on their LinkedIn channel. So these are sort of examples of all of the ways in which you can use our materials to get the word out about things that are coming up, and also to host workshops and trainings. So as I said, I often like to have our partners speak for themselves, so I'll give you a minute to just quickly read. These are a couple of testimonials from current partners who have done work with job seekers through our program. And so this is real-time feedback from partners talking about how the program has helped their learners, and also sort of boosted and provided more materials for the curriculum that they are running. Is really the whole purpose of this program, is to make things easier and support you all in the mission that your organization already follows. So after all that, how do we join the partner program? It's very simple. We've created a vanity URL for this particular group, which is g.co/grow/workforce. So if you visit that link, it will take you to a registration form where you will fill out information about your organization. It typically takes, depending on the volume of applications we've had that day, it typically takes like 2 to 3 business days for us to review the information. What we do is we have to verify nonprofit status first, because this program is really built for nonprofits, and we don't want for-profit organizations to be using and charging money for all of the materials that we're providing for free. So we just verify nonprofit status. We verify that you are in fact an individual that works at that nonprofit. And then once we have done that, you will receive a welcome email from our team that includes a link to create your login for our partner community, which is our online resource hub, and information on how to join a welcome webinar. And so what's covered in the welcome webinar is a lot of what I've talked about today, and which also includes an in-depth walkthrough of the partner community. So you have the opportunity to sign up for one of those if you want a refresher, if you want to ask more specific questions after this session is over. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the partner community. So as I said, once you are in the program, you gain access to the partner community, which is, and let me see if I can make the screen a little bit bigger. I'm hoping you can all see, it says Grow with Google Howdy Partner. That, yes? Okay, great. So this is what the login screen looks like for our partner community. So the partner community and the materials that are housed therein are only available to partners who are part of our program. So once you receive the welcome email, it'll help you establish a login for this site. And if I log into the site, it's going to take me into, and I was supposed to restart my computer prior to this session, and obviously I forgot to do that. Normally there would be photos here. I just, something is happening with my cookies where I needed to restart my browser, and I forgot to do that. So please ignore the fact that these are gray boxes. They would normally have photos in it like this one. But this is the overview page. So the first page that you land on is the overview page. And up here at the top will be kind of some news about what is coming up. So this is actually Recruiter Insights and Tips to Land the Job. It was our most recent Partner Digital Series workshop. We have another one, as I said, coming up on SEO happening in March. So that this info will be replaced with that one once we have it all, have the session description written, but this is how you could watch that session on demand. It's right here up at the top. And also it will tell you what the next topic is for our upcoming trainer office hours. So we host trainer office hours every 2 weeks, where one of our trainers provides a train the trainer session, either on a specific topic or on something to do with the partner program. So we have a session that I lead, which is how to host a Grow with Google event, and where I go through all the steps of registering your workshop, how to find the materials, etc. And then for our topics, so the next topic is on Google Business Profile, so it's a small business related topic. where our lead educator, Stasia, will go over the changes that have happened for Google business profiles on Grow with Google. This is also potentially a useful topic for those of you who Google business profiles used to be called Google My Business. So some of you may be familiar with what a Google My Business profile is. It's the box of information that comes up when you search for your organization on Google search, and it has your hours of operation, photos, etc. If that's something that you are looking to update, improve, learn more about, this is a good session for you as a nonprofit as well to learn about how to make the most out of your Google business profile. And Stasia will go over that presentation, but we'll also go over how to actually claim your business listing. So it's a useful presentation even if you don't work with small businesses, if you're looking to update the information that's surrounding your organization on Google. You'll see information here about, beneath those, the recent news, you'll see information about our rewards program. So depending on the number of workshops you host a year or the number of activities that you perform, so sending out information on social media or via email, etc. If you let us know about everything that you're doing, we will provide you with rewards. So it's a digital badge for bronze and silver that indicates that you're a high impact partner that you can display on your website or on your social media. And if you get to the gold level, then you receive a Grow with Google partner t-shirt. So that's just a nice way for us to be able to reward you for all the hard work you're doing using our Google tools. And then if we scroll down, you'll find segments that sort of tell you where to find the main pieces of content that relate to what you want to do. So if you're looking to host a workshop, these are all of the materials that will help you do that. So like how to register your event, watching how-to videos on hosting workshops. So this includes the video I mentioned. It's a recording of me presenting how to register your workshop, etc. Exploring our presentation topics, deciding your workshop format, or requesting trainers. All of that you can find under Host a Workshop. The second section is all about our partner digital series. So you can see all the upcoming digital series, learn how to host a viewing party, etc. And then other ways to host Grow with Google resources, or other ways to use Grow with Google resources. This is where you go if you're simply looking to share tutorial videos, if you want to spread the word about our free virtual workshops, if you want to post updates on your social channel easily. We have pre-written social copy and easy ways for you to retweet or repost things that Google has already posted. And then information about the Grow with Google Career Certificate Program, which I just want to pause on for a second because this is something that is a big piece of what Grow with Google does for our job seekers. So I click through there. It'll take me to this document, which is hopefully you all can see it, Google Career Certificates Partner Guide. And it will tell you basically how to bring our Google Career Certificates to your community. So the Google Career Certificates are robust, in-depth training in a variety of career paths that are in demand right now. So I know I'm going to botch what they all are, but I should at least get several of them right. So the original one was our IT support certificate. And then we have certificates available for UX design, product management, and I actually think I have it on this slide. So maybe yes, here we go. IT support, data analytics, project management, and UX design. So these are certificates that are run through Coursera, and an individual can take these over a period of months or weeks. Usually takes months, depending on their work schedule and their life schedule, but they can gain the skills that they need to potentially get a job in a higher paying career that involves these types of digital skills. So this is something that I like to point out to our partners that work with job seekers because it's a great offering for our workforce partners and for our learners who are looking for new jobs or new careers. So in this document, we talk about how your organization can get involved. So you can just let individuals know that these career certificates exist, and we make it very easy for you to do that. We have opportunities where you can offer scholarships, which I mentioned earlier on in this session. And this talks about how to do that as well. The scholarship offering is not open right now, but within the next few months, there will be another opportunity for organizations to apply to offer scholarships. And we will, if you join the partner program, we will let you know when that is an opportunity. And we also, for those of you who work with employers, we offer information on how employers can join our hiring consortium, which is the group of employers that have agreed to consider resumes of individuals that complete the Google certificates, career certificates, so that these employers get a pipeline of individuals that are trained on these specific skills for the types of job roles that they're looking to fill. So this is information about the Google career certificates. So these are all the other ways. If you're not interested in hosting a workshop, there are a lot of other things that you can do using the materials found in our community. And then finally, down at the bottom, Get to Know the Partner program is sort of our intro, get started guides, how to register for a welcome webinar, information on joining our trainer office hours that I mentioned, and then details on partner rewards. This section at the bottom, connect with other Growth Google partners. If I click explore groups, it'll show me these are all the groups that are available for me to join. So in New York, you would join the New York group, and that way you'd be able to converse with other partners who are based in New York. I'm going to move on to our resources page. This is sort of where like the real meat of our information is housed. So if I expand the job seeker section, all of our get started guides, workshop materials, handouts, videos, and Spanish resources are available here for you all under job seekers. If I click over to the workshop materials, if I'm interested here, if I click on workshop topics, it'll take me to the full list of all the topics that we have available for each audience type. So these are all our job seeker and student topics. These learn the basics topics were all created as resources for the individuals coming out of incarceration who are looking to rejoin the workforce. So this will teach them sort of the basics of I'm sorry, here at the bottom, we have them at actually sequestered. So these are all our re-entry population topics, which are managing your online presence, protecting yourself from online scams, and all of the learn the basics topics were specifically created for the re-entry population. So I know some of you on this call work with individuals who are recently incarcerated, and this is material that we developed specifically for them after spending a time away from the workforce and learning these basic skills. So this is our list of topics. If I click on one of the topics here, it will take me down to a section that shows me this is the suggested audience, this is how long it takes to present. Here's a description of the topic and what we'll discuss. And then here, if I click on the link to the workshop folder, it will take me to the folder, which contains a couple of things. This is our presentation for this topic. If I open it up, it will have a couple of slides, a change log that tells you what's been changed recently. And then down here at the bottom, there are speaker notes for each slide that will tell you basically what to say on each slide or what the content of each one is. So you can use it as a guide if you decide to present the material yourself. Also in this folder for this particular workshop topic is the handout that accompanies the topic. So this is something you could print out or share digitally with anybody taking your workshop. And then there are two videos here. One is Watch Us Present, Power Your Job Search for Google Tools, and one is Tips for Presenting. Watch Us Present is one of our trainers presenting the topic in full. Tips for Presenting is the Train the Trainer version. So the trainer goes a little bit more in depth on these are the questions that are always asked on this page. This is the type of story I always tell as an example, etc. There are two videos here to help you train if you're interested in presenting the topic yourself. So these materials are available for each one of our presentation topics to help you learn more about the topic or present the topic yourself if you're interested in doing that. And so all of that you can find under workshop materials under the job seeker section of the resources page. If you decide to host a workshop, the way that you let us know about it so that we can give you partner rewards and so that you're able to request trainers and create the registration page. If you click create workshop, you would select, so we were just talking about Power Your Job Search with Google Tools. If that's the topic I selected, I would fill in the information about the session here. And then if you want us to publicize your workshop on the Grow with Google website, you would check off, I want my workshop promoted on the Grow with Google trainings and events page. And once we've reviewed the material, made sure that everything makes sense, we would post it up on the Grow with Google free trainings and events page so that people outside your learner group can learn about your presentation. So that's registering workshops. And so we do ask that any partner that uses our materials register the workshop with us. It just lets us know how many people have seen the materials, and that way we know these are our most popular topics we should definitely keep. These are the ones that our partners aren't presenting as much, so maybe we should take them out and replace them with something else. So basically everything in this program is free of cost, no obligations, but we do ask that in exchange for using the materials that you do let us know if you have used them and how many people you trained. On the activities page, that's where you would tell us if you did something outside of hosting a workshop. So I included Google program in a newsletter, and I talked about, let's see, jobs on Google search, and then you could tell us a little bit more about it. So I put it in my newsletter, and it went out to 300 people or whatever it was. And that way we kind of know what people are interested in using. Our store, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that because not very many people are hosting in person, but if you register a workshop, you get access to, if you register an in-person workshop, then you get access to our partner store where you can order materials to hand out at your in-person workshop. And then on the discussions page, that's where you can ask questions of our team and interact with other partners. So you'll see partners tell us what they're up to. And here's, a good example is a partner from a creative agency in Los Angeles is introducing himself here. The San Diego SBDC is asking a question that someone from our team has responded to. So this is a place where partners can interact with each other and also interact with our team. And then finally, support. I mentioned that one of the best things about this program is that you get access to our team. And so you can reach out to us anytime. We have a chat feature that's on Tuesdays through Thursdays, 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern, and that is, it's not open right now because it's not 12 p.m., but this is how you would talk with someone via live chat, or you can email us at gwgpartners@google.com or interact with us in the discussions page. So essentially everything that you would need to be able to use the Grow with Google materials to get the information out to your learners is housed here in the Grow with Google partner community. So I want to pause and take a moment if there are any questions on the program, and also to once again promote the 10 a.m. session, which is going to be one of our trainers providing a train the trainer session on digital skills for everyday tasks, which is one of our job seeker topics. So Patia will be presenting the topic in a tips for presenting format. So she'll give you this is how I normally present it, so that you guys would potentially be able to present the topic yourself, and you'll also be able to see some of our content in action. So encourage you, Yanni has posted in the chat a couple times how to sign up for that session, and we'll also record it and post it on the YouTube channel. Terry, I see your hand up. What can I help you with?
Good morning. Thank you, Justine. The $40 per month, right? For the $40 per month that you talked about, is that per organization or per individual? And
so
wait, and
sorry, go ahead.
$40, is it unlimited per month?
So so for the Google Career Certificates, so that's specifically for that Google program. And it is $40 per month per individual, and it is per certificate. So if I'm looking to get the IT support certificate, I would pay $40 per month to take that specific course. So it's still, compared to other certificate costs, it's still very low cost, but because it's run through the Coursera platform, Google does not make any money from that. It all goes to logistical, support of the platform. For individuals to be able to take those courses. So it's per individual, and it's per certificate course. I saw another, I think I saw, maybe it was David's hand was up.
Sure, thank you very much. On that last topic, real quick, is that where the scholarships come in? The $40 would then be part of the scholarship program? Is that what that is?
Correct. So the scholarship program that's offered to our partners enables you to to tell us, okay, I think I can get 150 people who would like to get a scholarship for earning a Google Career Certificate. And then we will assign you in Coursera. And so there's some training involved. And so you have to understand that there are like some things you'll need to be doing where you'll need to assign the scholarship to the individual, and then you'll need to monitor the process and make sure that they're completing it, because essentially what we don't want to do is give up. We have a limited number of scholarships, and we don't want to give up scholarships to people who are going to take one session and then stop. So you would have to sort of keep up with them and encourage them to complete the course. But we would provide you with X number of, based on your application, X number of scholarships, and you would then provide them to learners that you choose or that apply to you to earn the scholarships. So that would waive the $40 a month fee for the specific certificates.
Great. That wasn't actually my main question. Just real quick. We teach already. We use Google as we teach fundamental skills for job seeking and all that stuff. But my question about the workshops is that concept of the workshops. If we were to use it for every class cycle, is that something that makes sense if we were to utilize the workshops for our students on a regular basis, or is this more? Is this thought of as a different? It's not a curriculum thing, or is it a? How do you look at the concept of workshops?
So the topics that we have a set number of topics. So what I would say to you is, yes, there is curriculum that is appropriate for you to teach, students, for you to teach job seekers. It's not something that we have, like ads 1, ads 2, ads 3. But what you could do is you could teach digital skills for everyday tasks at one month, and then the next month you could teach Power Your Job Search with Google Tools. The next month you could teach a resume session, something like that. And then so you can teach our full curriculum. You can then repeat the sessions, or we are always putting new topics into our curriculum library. So by the time you've gone through all of our job seeker or student topics, there may be new topics for you to present. So you can take a look at the workshop topics list, and that you'll be able to pick out the ones that you think are most appropriate for your audience, work with our team to prepare yourself for the sessions, and then present them. Yes, that's exactly what they're meant to do. So hopefully that clarifies. I don't know if there are other questions. We're coming up on the top of the hour. I thought, an hour was such a long time for me to have to present this, but whenever I start going, I want to talk about it forever. So I don't want to run into Patia's time. Again, I encourage you to join that other session. If you have additional questions, feel free to reach out to my team, GWG Partners. Thank you so much, Yanni. GWGpartners@google.com to ask any questions that you didn't get a chance to ask in this session. And you can apply to the program at g.co/grow/workforce. And we hope that you guys will join us. You all are doing such amazing work in your communities. We would love to work together to help you in all the work that you're doing. So thank you so much again to WPTI for having me here today.